joined by freelance cameraman Chris Van Vuuren, who's been watching the situation. Chris, a very good morning to you and thank you for your time. Like we said, you have been watching the story since this has happened. What are you seeing at the moment?
Yeah, Rebecca, at the moment there's still a huge fire raging, and it's spreading down, obviously, forced by the wind, which runs about 30 to 40 knots at some times. Now, during the night when we spent time out there at St. Francis Bay, emergency personnel as well as members of the public rallied together to save the town from the same fate that they had 25 months ago on Christmas Day when the huge fire broke out in St. Francis Bay, right next door to Cape St. Francis. Now, at that time, 83 houses were destroyed, and obviously the people, were worried about the same fate this time again. Luckily, they were a bit more prepared this time, and people had fire hydrants installed in their roofs, and doused the flames in advance before it actually reached the town.
Chris, which are the areas that are particularly under threat? We understand that the wind changed direction at some point, and it's probably just causing a bit more of a headache, so that firefighters can't predict what's going to happen now.
Yeah, the wind changed from southwest to easterly. Sometimes it went completely south. It was in turmoil for the whole night. And firefighters were standing by all the time, and it was dense area. You can't get in there with the vehicles, so they had to wait for the fire actually to approach the houses and then try and destroy the fire, which they reasonably successfully did. They managed to save many expensive houses, and but the fire is still raging. They maintain it under control, but we can still see huge flames up to 50, 60 meters high.
Right. To your knowledge, Chris, the last information we had is that there were 2 homes that were destroyed. Many others are under threat. Does that number still stand, or from what you know, your latest information, are there more houses now that have been damaged?
No, there is more houses that's been damaged. We saw some houses that caught fire, but luckily it was controlled and kept to a very small area on the roofs. Firefighters as well. I saw an ambulanceman, for instance, on the top of a roof dousing fires. Everybody rallied in and try and douse the fires. So we don't know where the wind's going to change this morning. So far, there is still houses, especially at the airfield, which is under threat. Okay,
so it's houses at the airfield. Just for some clarity, Chris, those houses are the ones that are being destroyed, because you say it's continuing.
That's right, yes.
Okay, now a lot of people evacuated to the lighthouse. Do you know what the situation is there? How many families? What is the situation there?
Yeah, people were evacuated during the day yesterday, but obviously curiosity kills the cat, and people started leaving the lighthouse, trying to get back into their homes, which wasn't possible due to the thick cloud of smoke. It's a very toxic, suffocating smoke that was hanging all over the town. And people were lining the streets, begging and praying the wind to change direction so that the houses could be saved. There was evacuation points. 3 of the areas were evacuated, of which one was, like a informal settlement, and 2 others were the more upmarket areas. And those people actually lined the streets to try and find out news about their houses.
All right. And Chris, just to go back, we understand that it was a flare that started all of this. What do you know about that?
We don't have clarity on that at this moment. Apparently somebody shot a flare yesterday into the veld, and that fire wasn't treated immediately. And with a blowing high wind rate, obviously, it just flared it up and it moved towards town.
All right, thanks very much. We will undoubtedly keep tabs and get updates from you, Chris, and others in the area as well. Thank you very much, freelance cameraman Chris Van Vuuren, just bringing us the latest on the situation. Massive blazes raging in Cape St. Francis, that's in the Eastern Cape at the moment.